Outside of the role of a registrar of voters, do you see other reasons that New Haven would benefit from having an active Green Party in town?
Well, I do, because this is a citywide office. And as a citywide office, this really allows us to bring the Green Party back. And in particular, in New Haven, Democratic Party is holding nearly all of the offices. And I like many of those people. Some of those people are good friends of mine. But the only sort of official opposition is the Republican Party, but they win hardly any offices. There's very, very few registered Republicans here. And so there really isn't kind of even a two-party sort of opposition system. It's really one party. And there is a lot of support for the green agenda, for green issues, for issues such as ranked choice voting, issues such as universal health care, a lot of the issues that have been come forward right now around community policing and reform of policing, and whether or not we should have police in our schools, for example. I don't think we should. Both my kids went to a high school with cops there at the door, and frankly, I think it's a waste of money, and I think they're just targeting, Black and brown kids in many instances and putting them into a school to prison pipeline, and that's not something we should be investing in. But we don't have even any alternative candidate running against the incumbents for any of these offices, from the mayor down to the board of aldermen. And a lot of these board of aldermen, they're either literally or figuratively absentee. Some of them have actually sort of just moved away, and then the office is empty. There's nobody there. I mean, that's how much they wanted to serve their constituents, as they couldn't be bothered to stay for their whole term. So the Green Party here in New Haven, we have had some success in the past in getting candidates in, and by having a new resurgence of that party citywide, we can really have all of these offices be contested, and be contested with candidates who really have enough popular support to be a serious contender against who the incumbent is.
And I guess the last thing I'll ask you is, what kind of support could your campaign use if people want to help you get into second place? What's the best way for them to get in contact with you, and what kind of things do you need from them?
Well, I mean, I have the main way to contact my campaign. There's two ways. You can look for Paul Garlinghouse on Facebook, and that's you can send messages, you can make posts, you can respond to posts, you can tag your friends in posts. We're announcing our campaign events both on the Green Party of New Haven Facebook and on the Paul Garlinghouse Facebook. Also, I have an email, Paul A. Garlinghouse. That's PAULA GARLINGHOUSE @gmail.com. So you can also reach me directly through the Gmail address. And, there is going to be a green line on the ballot, whether you vote absentee here, which is a great way to vote. And if you haven't got your absentee ballot, you can download an application for that ballot online and ask for it that way. You can also go to the voter registrar's office at 200 Orange Street and get the absentee ballot application that way. You can receive your absentee ballot, and you can look down, you can find the green line. I'll be there under Registrar of Voters, Paul Garlinghouse. And a vote for me is not a wasted vote. It's not a wasted vote. I encourage people to know that if they're worried about the mail, they can deposit those in the secure metal drop boxes that are in front of 200 Orange Street. There's several of them there on the sidewalk that you can pull up to, and you can put your ballot in there. Or we're going to have very safe, socially distant, mask wearing, sanitized voting on November 3rd, and people can come out and they can vote for me there.
And I think before we stop, I will share this screen so that people in New Haven can see what the ballot looks like in your town. There it is. The green line is line F.
Right. There I am.
And you are right over here.
Yes, the registrar of voters is all the way to the right, and I'm all the way down at the bottom under row F. So pretty easy to find.
Someday maybe we'll get a better ballot that doesn't relegate minor party candidates to that lower right corner and just has everyone who's running in a list. How radical.
Yes, yes,
Well, thank
that
you.
would be awesome.
It would. That's also something to do on the legislative level. Are there any
Absolutely.
other parting remarks you want to make?
I just want to say, I've been out for months now petitioning, and I was so grateful that enough people were willing to take the risk of actually, signing a petition in the middle of a pandemic to get me onto the ballot. It's been very encouraging. And I do really feel that, in New Haven, people want to have a choice. They want to have, democracy that really gives them a choice of candidates. This year, as you can see from that ballot, we do have quite a few choice of candidates, but we can certainly have that much more sustained and many, many more choices into the future so that people, when they go vote, their vote is going to matter. Your vote is going to matter this November. Your vote is going to matter if you vote early through the absentee process, which is open to everybody now due to COVID. Anybody can vote absentee. And going forward, we're going to continue this momentum together so that your vote matters every election, and you're going to really have a choice of who's representing you in your democracy.
Well, thank you, Paul. And
Thank you, Donna.
yeah, we'll try to get that message out. Thanks a lot.
Okay.